Welcome to Doni Jones Live. I am Donnie the Tree Lady hanging out with...
that guy, Marty McFly, trying to make it do what it do in a new season.
In a new season.
Right. A new calendar year. Well,
that's right.
I guess, new season in the calendar.
It's a new season. Exactly.
Right.
We have taken a break.
We've taken a nice
but we're
long
back.
break. Right. Had to get some other things, going on. And I'm actually excited about a couple of things that I'm doing now.
Awesome. Tell us about what you're doing.
Well, I was elected to this organization as president of an organization that's called the African Descent Lutheran Association.
Okay.
And I'll say it like this. It's kind of like the NAACP of the Lutheran Church in a sense, But it's an organization that kind of speaks up for, and not just looking for social issues, but in the same sense of trying to connect people of color together. And making sure that we have a voice even in church. Because sometimes, believe it or not, there is things in church that we have to come together and say, hey, we don't have to stand for this, or we would like more attention for that. But so it's basically an organization that's helping the people of color in the Lutheran denomination. So I'm excited about that. And then, of course, I am working with the AUC, the Atlanta University Center. I am the new director of the campus ministry down there.
Look at this. You see,
I'm just saying,
you got a lot going on.
A lot going on. But I'm excited about it. Just being able to help the kids, at the AUC. Hopefully I can get some free work out of them. With setting up some stuff.
Absolutely.
And,
some production, because he does production.
Yeah, maybe I can help them get some money too.
That's awesome.
But just trying to give back.
That's right.
So I'm excited about those things.
Awesome.
And of course, St. Mark is still
St. Mark
alive
is still St. Mark.
And moving, right?
That's right. That's right.
We're still kicking.
Yeah.
So that's that's kind of like a lot of the stuff that I'm dealing with right now.
Very cool.
Just excited. Excited.
That's
but what's going on in the world of trees and Donnie's?
What's going on with the world of trees? Well, we have a lot of exciting things going on also.
Okay.
We have now officially started our landscape division. So you've got Don's Tree Service, but we also do landscaping, which is interesting because people have always assumed, because we're in the tree care industry, that we do landscaping, but we didn't necessarily.
Okay, well, explain to me.
So basically, we can cut your grass. We can trim we always trim the bushes, but we can cut the grass, trim the bushes. We can do some hardscapes. I gotta to a certain degree.
I gotta ask you some real hard questions, and I might have to ask you that off air.
Okay.
Because I remember me and you had this conversation about this some years ago.
You did.
About going into the landscaping aspect of it, because they did some wonderful work in the backyard of St. Mark, in spreading mulch and beautifying our grounds in a sense.
Yeah.
What made you decide to go that route?
Okay.
And diversify your.
Sometimes the Lord is knocking on your, just knocking.
Yeah,
and trying to point. Yeah, I think that's what happened. But for years we've had customers go, "Hey, I've got this landscape project. Can you help me? Hey, do you know somebody to cut the grass? Hey, can you refer me to a landscaper? Do you guys do landscaping?" This has went on for 24 years, and finally a light bulb went off in my head. After the 900th person goes, "Hey, you do some landscaping." Plus, honestly, it was my team. I actually cannot take credit for it. I want to give Fatima McKinney and I want to give Ayud Gonzalez credit for basically, helping us nudge in that direction. When Fatima first started with it, she was like, "Hey, why don't we do landscaping?" And then I would have customers ask us about light landscape projects.
Right.
And Ayud Gonzalez, who's one of the leaders in our company, also vice president of the company, will come in and say, "Get it done." He was like, "Oh, we can do this." And I'm like, you know what? We can do that. We have some incredibly talented guys that work for our team. Mm-hmm. And so we now do that. But the other reason why is because we would have customers ask if we knew somebody. Mm-hmm. And sometimes if I referred somebody and they didn't do a good job, I felt like it looked bad on us.
Yeah.
But the other thing, and this is talking to fellow business people about things that can be ancillary to your business. I don't know if I said that word right.
You didn't.
Ancillary to your business or helpful to your business, or things that are already kind of in, that word.
Yeah.
Are things that you're already doing in your field, and all you do have to add is add this. So for example, If we're in somebody's yard every week, every 2 weeks, doing their landscaping, by the time they have a situation with a tree, guess who's going to be their natural choice?
There you go.
We are. And so this gives us exposure to our customers on a more frequent basis.
Right.
It helps us to build relationships with them and a certain level of trust.
Right. And, you know, I remember telling you a while back that I think that in your business, you have return customers, especially during the summertime, during that new season calendar year, in a sense.
Yeah.
From the spring and the fall, you have those customers that need that yard taken care of every 2 weeks.
That's
right. You know, and an old friend of mine used to say, I'll take quick nickels versus slow dimes any day. You know, a quick nickel
over a slow dime. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know if that's the same, but you know.
Yeah, well, a quick nickel meaning I'll take this quick $60 every week, versus waiting.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
For,
okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
More money. You know, I'm saying because like a tree, the cost that I think you would charge someone to take a tree down is a lot more than to service the grass.
Right.
The lawn.
But by servicing the grass, we actually can build trust with the client.
Right, you build trust with them.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'm saying, and then you're still servicing them every 2 or 3 weeks.
And we're in the neighborhood with our trucks on a regular basis so people can see us. So it's like, you would think that that's a logical thing to come up with. When I first started, I didn't get it.
You, for some reason, because I was shooting that at you a
couple
of times.
He did. I think we even have that on video.
Right, we probably do. Well, the thing is, and see, this is getting into a deeper conversation that I'm not sure if we can have or not. But I guess, you know, I'm going to just throw it out there because it's me. Okay, one of the reasons why I asked you about that is because of the stereotype of your employees.
Yeah.
All right. And you said that sometimes they have a stereotype that they didn't want to be seen doing that kind of work.
Well, it isn't so much the stereotype that I wasn't talking about that per se.
Okay. But you get
when you're really good at tree work, you take pride in it.
Okay.
And it's a specific skill set to be able to climb up in a tree, get it down, and get it down safely. It's a whole different level of risk.
Oh, yeah.
But even with starting the landscape division, we have some of the guys that are already on our tree service teams, but we also have some newer guys that have started with us that will be on the landscape division.
That makes...
And landscape is not lower than tree service, and tree service isn't higher than landscaping.
I didn't think that it was, right.
But it's like there is a certain skill set, and I got to give these guys credit, you know, for what they do.
Yeah.
It's very hard. It's very difficult. It's dangerous. And when you're good at it, it's a very valuable skill.
You know what? And I'm gonna take my hat off to one of our employees. I forget the guy's name. But it's like football. I can sit in the stands and I can look at the game and say, I can do that.
Right.
You know, but then when you go out there and get hit, it's like, no,
that's
a whole different thing. Right. So I've always like, you know what? I could rent me a little bulldozer or rent me a little, what they call them?
A dingo.
Yeah, dingo or something like that. And I could do my own little landscaping in the back.
Yeah.
But I saw your guy out there and he is working this thing, you know, backing up, you know. And it looked like, it's funny how you can see somebody working and it sounds like music or looks like music.
Yeah,
you know,
it's almost like a poetry. It's almost like a dance,
Because he's, you know, it's lifting up and grabbing the mulch and spreading it. And I'm just like, I can't. That ain't me. You know what I'm saying? Because we have a little ditch back there and he's getting like right to the edge of the ditch and he's not sweating or nothing. And I'm like, no,
I'm blessed with some amazing guys.
That ain't me.
Which also brings me to, if you are in the Atlanta area or any of the surrounding areas and you need tree care, please give us a call at 770-413-8733. That's 770-413-TREE. You can also reach us online. We are on Instagram at Don's Tree Service 1. That's Don's Tree Service 1 if you want to catch us on Instagram. As well as on Instagram. I'm also on Instagram personally as the Tree Lady, which many of you knew, but
Donnie the Tree Lady.
Donnie the Tree Lady. But
I got to get me a new hook on my name or something. I don't know, just
you don't like Marty McFly?
I don't know how to.
Or have you outgrown that?
You know what? I think that might be it.
Yeah,
that might be it. I might be outgrowing. You know, and sometimes you do that, and you know what? That might be a whole conversation.
Yeah.
That might be a whole sermon one day of outgrowing your name when it's time to outgrow your name.
Yeah.
You know, because when I think about growing up with my cousins and everything,
all
of us had nicknames.
Yeah.
You know, I got one of them named Mudcat, you know, sister was named Duck. Mine was Squirt. Don't ask about that. But
I don't even want to know.
Yeah, right. But then after a while, you grow out of that. Then I got into, elementary school. Mm-hmm. And for me, I ended up, for some reason, going by my middle name in elementary school. And believe it or not, it was Don.
Yeah.
D-O-N.
Yeah, and I didn't know that until we were like friends for a while. I was like, his middle name is my name.
Right. Don. So through my high school years, and everything, I went by that name too. And then I graduated from high school and went to college.
Yeah.
And in college, I went by my profession or my first name or whatever, because, I didn't want to tell people, well, I don't call me Don, even though it's Marty.
Marty, right.
It's Marty.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's funny because each periods in life, I went by those different names, and people knew me from those names, and it felt like it was a different personality too that was attached to those names.
Yeah.
So then when I got out of college and I got into radio, it started being Marty Marr. I think for a little while I went by Mr. Ringer.
Yeah.
Then we started doing a show and it became more Marty McFly.
Marty McFly, yeah.
And then with ministry, it's interesting because I went through those progressions too. Because it was Minister Marty, which was like, that's different.
Yeah.
I ain't used to people calling me.
And I used to, even on some of our older shows, you'll see me go Pastor Marty, and I'm like, no, it's supposed to be Minister Marty, but is it Reverend Marty? Because I want to make sure whatever name you prefer.
I don't.
That's what.
I don't really call me. Whatever you call me, it's more or less like if I'm going to answer to it.
Yeah.
But it depending on the setting.
Yeah.
Being honest, because sometimes I'm not one of them that if I'm at church, they got to call me Pastor Ringer, Pastor Marty.
Yeah.
You can call me Marty, but it's funny because if I am in a professional setting and someone from my congregation says Marty versus Pastor Marty, there's one that's like,
yeah.
You know what you're supposed to call me, bro. Come on. Put some respect on my name.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's interesting because I don't know if you went through different periods of your life that you could say.
I've been called Donnie since I was probably my junior, senior year. And that was because I started introducing myself as Donnie. My legal name or my government name is Doni Jones. Donalda, which is Donalda, which is basically Donald with the A on the end. And I don't know why, but Donnie just fit me better. Like even now when I have to, fill out legal paperwork or something and I put Donalda, it's like, it just does not feel like my name.
Yeah.
But as I've gotten older, because for a long time I was like, I'm going to change this. Maybe I will one day. I don't know. But I mean, I'm in my 50s now, so should I really change it?
Really, yeah.
But it's just like, as I've gotten older, I do appreciate the fact that I have a family name, meaning my dad's name is Donald, my brother's name is Donald, and clearly my dad took pride in his name.
Right, yeah.
And the fact is, he's getting to an age where I don't know how much longer we're going to have him around. So do I really want to change something that he took pride in giving me? You know what I'm saying?
And then,
or does it even matter at this point? But I've been known as Donnie for years. And so I really haven't changed that. When I started the tree service, people called me Donnie the Tree Lady. But do you know how that came about? Because when
trees? Yeah. I'm saying it's kind of obvious, but tell me the story behind that, though. How did it come up with Donnie the Tree Lady? Who would have guessed?
Aside from the fact that she's got a tree service. Right. Well, no, whenever I was in a social group or I would meet somebody, the person introducing me would go, oh, that's Donnie the Tree Lady. And so, so eventually I just became Donnie the Tree Lady. So people would literally introduce me as, oh, that's Donnie the Tree Lady.
Donnie the Tree Lady.
And so I kind of embraced it. And that's why on my Instagram, if you want to reach out to me on Instagram, I am the Tree Lady. On Instagram. I wonder if I should change it to Donnie the Tree Lady. And that way it
kind of works with the tree and the branding and the whole thing.
Yeah, the tree and the branding.
Yeah, I wonder, can you change your name on Instagram? Can you?
Yeah, you can. I think you can change once a year. Okay. You can change once a year.
Well, we're learning something. And if you want to learn more about trees, call Donnie, reach out to her, and there's no dumb question when it comes to trees.
That's right.
Trust me, I've tried them all.
Exactly.
So,
and also we are kicking, and I know that we've taken a break and we're just now coming back and engaging with you guys, but just so you do know that if you are, even if you're not in the Atlanta area and you have a question about trees, we are building our YouTube site, Don's Tree Service. And I know there are other tree service sites, but if you go to Don's Tree Service on YouTube, you should be able to see my face and then you'll see some of our trucks and equipment. If you ever want to, get a little behind the scenes with Don's Tree Service, we will be highlighting some of our team members, also some of the work we do, and we will be making short videos about specific things pertaining to tree work. So our goal is to become a resource for you that if you need to know something about trees, bam, that's where you go. Don's Tree Service.
And we will talk to you a little bit later on. You're listening to Doni Jones Live with Doni, the tree lady.
Yes.
And me, Marty, that guy.
Marty McFly, Marty Ringer.
Pastor,
we just going to call him Marty. How about that?
Just Marty. I can deal with that.
All right.
We'll highlight y'all next time. Peace.
I like to write the quote up while I'm there, but sometimes I can't really write it up while I'm there. And I can tell he wants to get back to work also. He works from home, so I took the pictures that I needed to take, and then I'm just using this software, Jobber, to put the quote in the system and then schedule it on the schedule for Saturday, assuming it doesn't rain. So let's see. What I do, like you're literally seeing me do what I do every day.
Do what she do every day. Hey y'all, I'm hanging out with Doni on a day-to-day ride and work day. So I am hanging out with Doni on her daily chores of doing estimates and the tree work. So, enjoy the day with us. All right?
Yes, absolutely. Enjoy it.
Cool.
Trim the oak, trim the oak, trim the elm. So we're going to take a little bit through, take that limb off, the little stuff off. People are, just regular Christian, and me, I'm non-denominational, but God is a big part of my day. Like, I don't think I could have gotten through the last few months without God's presence in my life. So, yeah, I don't know why. I just felt like I wanted to just say that real quick. That faith is a big deal for me.
That was the question, so that's why you said You just start rambling. I don't know what I'm talking about.
I'm just saying.
No, I asked you, in your day, how does faith play?
It's almost like you know what you're doing.
So now, do you like in the beginning of the day? Do you pinpoint, like, map out your day with your estimates?
Yes.
So you
okay. So, for example, we're getting ready to go into our busy season, which usually I'll have 8 to 10 estimates today. Today I only have like 5, and we just did 2 and I did 1 before we met up. So I've got 2 more estimates today. And then after that, once I finish my estimates, then I'll do follow-up calls. So there is structure to my day. It's not just, okay, Doni, get up, have your coffee, do your walk, have your coffee, read, and go on about your day. Like there's no structure. There is. So usually my estimates start between 8:30 and 9 during the day. And then usually I'll take my last estimate between 5 and 6. But when it's hot outside and it gets darker later, I'll take estimates. I'll be out on an estimate 7, 8 o'clock at night, 9 o'clock at night, if I have to. Also, we do emergency work, so there's times that I do have to go out in the middle of the night. But I also have other salespeople that work with me. For example, we have Abdi, Jeremy, and now Diego. He's also working in sales, so they can go out and do estimates. And so, but each one of us, we get like the ladies in the office, they set our schedule up. So people will call in and ask for tree work or ask about getting an estimate. They, you know, dispatch those estimates between me, Jeremy, Adi, and Diego. And that's what fills our schedule. Now, the other thing that fills our schedule is when we do follow-up calls. So if I do follow-up calls, she still ain't got that word done. So if I do follow-up calls, the main thing I'm thinking when I do follow-up calls is either get somebody on the schedule to get an estimate done, which is also what fills my schedule, or somebody I've already done an estimate for to get them on the schedule to get the work done. And getting them on the schedule to get the work done is what fills up our schedule for our team, for the guys to actually do the work. Which reminds me, I need to find out where they are so we can stop by one of our job sites real quick.
How often do you do that? Do you just like pop up on them?
I need to do it more often, but a couple times a week. But I need to start doing it every day because with us trying to do more social media and get the word out about our company, that's where you get the footage. That's where I get the footage is through going out to the job sites. So
I'm checking, make sure they're doing what they're supposed to be doing.
Well,
they pop up on, what's up, y'all? Break yourselves. Let me see y'all car.
No, I will say this, Marty. We have an incredible team of people. And I know most companies say that about their people. You know, they've got great people, but I really do. And a lot of the stuff that happens in the field, Ayud, who's been with me like forever. He's been with me like 15, 16 years. He runs the field. He runs the crews and makes sure they're doing what they're supposed to be doing. And my husband fills in the voids where the void needs to be filled up, taking care of the equipment, moving equipment, running crane jobs, assisting on big jobs. So between him and Ayud, the field is taken care of. And I feel sometimes I'm a little, I don't want to use the word lazy. I can be a little lazy with following up with the crews because I know that the guys know what they're doing, and they're.
Would you say you pretty much stay in your lane, man?
Yeah, that's the word. How do you know all these words?
You silly.
Hey, Donnie the Tree Lady here hanging out with
Marty McFly, and yeah, we're doing a few court things today.
Yeah,
but good court
stuff. Exactly.
Not like troubly court things and stuff.
But no trouble.
Learning about business and getting work permits and you know how to handle your stuff professionally.
That's right.
You know,
that's
not like just look not on a hookup, but if you're doing a major, you got to do it the proper way.
Right.
So today we getting. Now tell me about the work permit for a tree.
Well, it's actually getting the permit, and I actually had talked about this on a previous video that we take care of all of that, you know.
Okay.
And a lot of people don't realize that each county is different, but generally the rules are the same, meaning that before you start cutting, you're supposed to have the permit. Okay?
Wait, I can't just cut a tree up?
So a lot of counties you can, you know.
Okay, now is that like depending on your yard, or is it like?
It depends on the county you're in. It definitely depends on the county you're in. Like City of Atlanta, got to get that permit.
Okay.
City of East Point, you got to get the permit. And so we take care of that for you, and we try to make sure that everything is in order. And of course, you know, there are sometimes accidents that happen or whatever, or situations that happen where maybe, you know, had a little brain fart. We take care of that.
Now, do you ever have to figure out like power lines or anything like that under the ground or anything like that?
Yeah, that's where you get the lines marked. Meaning, so if you have power lines, like you mentioned, or pipes or something like that, there's a number that we can call, and they actually come out and mark the line so that everything is safe for us to go ahead and cut your trees.
Oh,
so
cool.
yeah. What is that? ABC. Always be closing. There we go.
Always be closing. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I did. I'm really not a pushy guy, but
No, you're not pushy at all. Not at all.
Yeah.
I'm just going to send you 9 emails, but it's cool. I'm not pushy. For me, a lot of times when I'm driving around, you know, in between estimates, I mention that, you know, I do a lot of problem solving, whether it's, you know, calling a client that, you know, maybe something needs to be fixed, or reaching out to my team about, you know, a business solution. For example, we have to get a trailer for our office location. So if I'm doing something like that, and you know, I'm waiting for funds to come in, or I've got a problem I need to solve, a lot of times I'll focus on what brings me peace, which is God, my relationship with God. That brings me a lot of peace. And I think for our company, in fact, there isn't anybody in our company that's not a believer. But God is a big part of my day. Like, I don't think I could have gotten through the last few months without God's presence in my life. So, yeah, I don't know why. I just felt like I wanted to just say that real quick. Another thing that I do during the day is literally 24/7, something positive is going in the background. And somebody had sent me some information about Vistage, which is like this CEO mentoring group. Basically, it's, you know, a bunch of business people and CEOs that get together and they kind of learn from each other, talk to one another, and basically kind of like a mastermind group. And so this gentleman wanted me to watch this video, but even if I wasn't watching this video, I don't want to use the word watching because I'm listening, because I'm driving. I'd be listening to some other content that's positive or something about business.
Thank you again,
and right
for
now
having me here today.
I am on a Alex Hormozy kick, meaning I've been listening to a lot of his stuff. I apologize about that. I didn't mean to put that back on while we were driving. But yeah, I'm on an Alex Hormozy kick right now. But for right now, I'm getting ready to listen to this guy, Ali James Harnased. I'm sure I butchered his name. But anyway, he's a really smart businessman that actually does Vistage. And one of the guys that's trying to recruit me or that's invited me to Vistage wanted me to see his story. So that's what I'm going to do right now, is listen to this video. Hey, Doni the Tree Lady here with
Marty McFly doing my thing. I'm trying to keep my voice down because
that's true. We ain't gonna say
no.
But what I was gonna say is that, you know, I know there's times that you have parishioners and people that you counsel, and there's even times that you counsel me, where, you know, a person might be having a really tough day, and they're like, thing after thing after thing keeps hitting them, you know, and they're like, man, you know, Laura, I know you're there, but where are you right now? When you run into situations like that, what do you say to people?
You know, it's funny. You remember the Wiz, the old movie?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You remember the Cowardly Lion?
Yes.
And, you know, he always kept saying, put him up, put him up, put him up.
Yeah, put him up.
You know, even though he was always
down in the bottom of the corner. That's all right. Go ahead.
Well, even though he was always scared and afraid, you know, and things was hitting him, he was always like, put him up. He was ready to fight. So when I get days of challenges where it's like, it keeps coming at me, I gotta say, well, put him up, because I gotta fight through it.
That's right.
You know, and I always try to think of the positiveness throughout everything.
That's right.
You know, I think we were coming in here and it was like, oh, we hit the wrong door, so now we gotta walk around. Well, we get our steps in.
That's right.
You know, I'm always looking at the
positive way to look at things.
I'm always looking at things, because if you focus on the negative, you pretty much is going to get that in focus.
That's right.
You know, and that's going to be the main thing that highlights your day, is the negative. So you always got to try to change that and look for the positives. That's me.
That's good. But also, because you do run a ministry and because you are a pastor, where can people get in contact with you to be like, hey, you know, I do need a prayer. I mean, I do want somebody to give me some advice, or just want to start focusing more on the spiritual side of life.
If you want to get in contact with me, reach out to God. His number is 1-800-CALL-JESUS. All right, and he will get me the message. You can email me directly at Marty, MARDY, Ringer, R-I-N-G-E-R at Gmail. And we'll chit chat, all right?
Yeah.
Or
absolutely.
find me online at St. Mark Lutheran Church with Marty Ringer.
Yeah, and he's going to be doing more content like this where he's talking about getting through those challenging things. Because it's like we get these messages and we do talk to each other quite a bit. But sometimes we'll start on a tangent and I'm like, man, that was good. We should put that out there. So we're going to start doing more of that where I'm putting him on the spot as a pastor.
Yeah. We'll talk later. We'll be back.
Okay.
Bye.
Smooth, I know you like that. Flow with the grain and don't fight that. You want righteous love, you found the right match. With Marty McFly, they on the right track. Yeah, gotta dig through dirt to plant the seed. Spread roots till you sprout like a tree. Doni Jones, she the one you wanna see. Doni Jones live, this is where you wanna be.